Today we will be learning about Leslie matrices and the importance of Leslie matrices in this video. What is a Leslie matrice and why is it so important? Well, let's break it down. What is it and what is its use? We use Leslie matrices to calculate growth of a species and to have an understanding on how its population will develop. Why is it important? It may be important for extinction rates, but it definitely is important to understand its potential population rise or its potential population drop, as we could see an extinction in that, or a surge of a lot of reproduction. And what areas of math does it use? The areas of math it uses is addition, index laws, and multiplication, and it is incorporated with probability and matrix math. Is there any special language used? There is no special language required apart from the abbreviated lettering such as P1 means population 1 and similar abbreviations like that. What are the components of a Leslie matrice? Well, we've got a few here with us. We've got our initial population here. Our P0 stands for initial population because population after 0 years. We've got our age groups here, just as an example, and then we've got our population for each of those age groups, which are allocated there. Then we've got our birth rates and survival rates. This is just another example. So we can see our birth rate for 0 to less than 1 year olds and our survival rate, and the same with the other age groups. And then we have our formulas here. These are our two formulas. This one is used for a 1-year matrix, and this will be used for a multiple year matrix. And this right here is our Leslie matrix that we will put our data into. So we've got our birth rate 1. So for an example, birth rate 1 would be 0.5 for here, birth rate 2 would be 2.4, and birth rate 3 would be 0.3. Then we have our survival rates, and the rest is zeroed out. Otherwise, we would have double ops, and I'll explain that later in the video. Now, what do you have to do to solve for a 1-year period Leslie matrix? Well, I'll give an example question of calculate the kangaroo population for after 3 years. So we have our initial population here, our age groups that are here, and then we've got our actual population for each allocated age group. And we only use the female subsector in a Leslie matrix because of the birth rates, because if we do use male, then we'd have to incorporate other things because birth rates can't happen on male because of how the way reproduction system works. And then our survival rates will come in later into the picture in our Leslie matrix. But this is our table that we'll be using of information and we'll be relying on, which will include the initial population later in the equation. And we'll be able to find out how many make it through to the next year with this. And then this is our Leslie matrix where all our birth rates and survival rates are inputted into the equation. And the L out the front here refers to the Leslie matrix